What is going on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? We are dual living today. It's your girl, Chrissy Pereira, the Authority Coach, coming to you live. I promised all of you, whether you're on my email list, if you're on my Facebook page, and in Instagram stories, that this week I have a real treat for you. Every single day this week, I'm going to be bringing on one of the panelists, or many, because we have a couple interviews on some days at once, the panel for the Raise Your Authority Leadership Summit that is coming up in just a little over a week away on May 3rd. So I know that a lot of you have been thinking, should I invest in the summit? Should I go? Why should I go? What's the benefit, right? And so I want to give you a little taste of what it's going to be like the day of. You know, if you may know most of the panel, right? A lot of us know some of these women online because they have literally established themselves as the experts, as they go to people in their industry. But there may be a couple of panelists that, I've never seen her before. I've never met her before. So that's why I want to bring some of these ladies on stage here alive with you, so you can kind of get a taste of who they are, a little bit about their background, and really be able to make the decision. Do you want to join us on May 3rd? So for those who are brand new to my page, I'm Chrissy Pereira. I am the Authority Coach. I work with service providers, coaches, consultants, and licensed experts to launch and relaunch their high-ticket offers. I'm also the host of the Raise Your Authority Summit, which we're talking about today. This is version 2.0. This is our second time doing this event. And this event is for women who see the value in investing and being in the right rooms. If you are a woman in business and you know that the importance of being in the right rooms with the right people, networking, knowing the right people, then this is the place for you. I have brought together women who have established themselves as multiple six-figure business owners, and are really known as the authorities in their industry. So today we're going to talk about what does that actually mean? How does that benefit your business? And so today I have with me Sarah Jane Burt. So for those of you guys who do not know Sarah, you're going to know her real quick. So Sarah is a copywriter, content strategist, and she started off actually as a college instructor. So she's a CEO and chief content strategist of the Content Collective. She owns a copywriting agency that focuses on brand voice, content strategy with a strong emphasis on ethical marketing. So I am not going to go into full detail about Sarah's history. She's going to share a little bit more with you guys, but I'm really excited to bring her on stage. I'm going to go ahead and bring her now. She's backstage right now. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Welcome. So do me a favor. I did like a quick little wannabe introduction for you. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and who you serve online.
Sure. So I'm Sarah Jane, and I run a content marketing agency. We do copywriting and content strategy. We don't work with any kind of specific industries. It's more just what we call bold brands. So people who want to stand out in their industry, who have big personalities, and they want that to be a part of their content. And I also have a copywriting template shop for my DIYers. So we basically help any brand, mostly people who are six figures, multiple 6, 7 figures, create content that calls their ideal clients in, sells their stuff, nurtures their audience, builds those relationships, so that they can build a sustainable business, not just make money once, but continue to make money using their content.
I love that. And so, I haven't worked with you directly, but, before we jumped on here, we were talking a little bit about how I even found you in the internet space, right? And it's so funny because we have so many friends online, and it's really hard to remember, where did I actually come across this person, right? We may have had friends on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn for years, and we don't always remember, but I remember specifically how I found you online. And basically what it was is there was quite a few coaches that I follow online or that I'm friends with online that I would consider to be like colleagues of mine, that every single time people were asking for a copywriter, here I saw Sarah Jane Burt. Sarah Jane Burt. You got to hire Sarah Jane Burt. Like people are like, bragging about you online. And so, of course, my nosy self has to be like, well, who is this chick, right? Who is this girl with the green hair that I'm seeing, on this profile picture? Who is this girl? So I go check her out and I'm like, oh, okay, she's the real deal. And, checking out her page, stalked you a little bit on social media. And then obviously talking to other people, your work speaks for itself. And I wanted to highlight that specifically because this is one of the key elements about the Raise Your Authority Summit that I wanted to bring to light, is because what is the whole purpose around raising your authority? Why is this important? Why is this something that we strive for and that we want our attendees to strive for? So right before we hopped on, you had said that to me. And you said this is a very unique event. I've never seen anyone talk about that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for the audience?
Yeah, so I actually don't do a lot of summits. I'm kind of picky about which ones I do. And what I really loved about this is that it's not just general business advice. It's about this very important thing that can help you really take your business to another level that people don't always talk about, which is raising your authority. So I think a lot of people, when they think of their priorities, some people might not say being an authority is a priority.
Yeah.
I got to make money first. I don't care, if people think I'm an authority. But the thing is that once you start seeing yourself as an authority and positioning yourself as an authority, it's way easier to make money. So I think they go hand in hand. And yeah, I just thought this was a super unique topic because it's not just general business advice that you've heard everywhere else. It's about, doing this very important thing that you can do in a bunch of different ways. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see everyone else that's speaking, just to see, how they got to where they are.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So for those of you guys who are tuning in on the replay or catching us live, what are we actually going to be talking about at this summit, right? Because, a lot of people talk about, oh, well, what am I going to get, right? We always think about, as business owners, we think about ROI, right? What is the ROI for the event? And there's three key elements, right? Obviously, one big piece is the networking. So we are big on making sure the right people are in the right space, right? This is why we priced the tickets the way that we did. This is why we're talking to specific people. We want to make sure that the right types of people are in the room, right? That's why this isn't a free event. That's why we didn't do $97 tickets. Like, we wanted to make sure that if you're going to spend 5 hours in an event, that they are worth your time, right? And let me just say that if 5 hours overwhelms you, because I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've ever stayed the entire time at a 5-hour event. Our last event, we had people who were trickling in throughout the day, joined us during session 1, session 2, session 3, right? And I'm going to be putting out the calendar for you guys this week so you know exactly like who's speaking at what time. But we feel free to jump in and out throughout the day. I do not expect anyone or even the speakers are not going to be there all day. They're going to be there around the times that they're jumping in. So I just want to put that out there. But first of all, networking, that's a big piece, which is why we were also very, very intentional about the sponsorships that we had too. So some of you may have seen that we partnered with the Intentional Success Tribe, and everyone's going to get access to her networking event. I'm not going to go in full detail. You guys can go on my page to view that, but networking was number one. The second benefit was understanding how did these women position themselves as authorities, right? In multiple different industries. We don't just have coaches. We don't just have done for you experts, right? We don't just have tax professionals. We have women in such diverse industries that started in completely different places, because we want to make sure that when you listen to these women's stories, you can relate to them. There's going to be at least one or two, or if not three or more women that you're going to say, okay, this sounds like my story. How are they able to turn nothing? Because we all started from nothing. How did they turn nothing into where they are today, right? So really understanding, like, listening to their stories and figuring out, okay, at what point did they position themselves as an authority, right? And then number three is, how does that benefit your business? Just like you were saying, Sarah, is like, what is the whole point? Why do we want to establish ourselves as an authority? So I gave a really good example when I first started this. I did not know who Sarah was, right? I did not know who she was. I wasn't searching for a copywriter, right? But she positioned herself as an authority, as an expert, and people were tagging her. She didn't even have to be on certain pages or even have to be on social media to utilize her expertise, to utilize her authority. Other people were doing that for her, and then nosy self Chrissy found her online and started checking her out, right? And so that is the benefit, is people tagging you, people shouting your name out, other like people knowing who you are without you having to tell them who you are, and you always having to be online. Your clients are going to speak for you. Your audience is going to speak for you. People who've never hired you before are going to rave about you online. That is some of the benefits, obviously on and offline. It's not just about social media, but that is one of the many benefits of raising your authority and positioning yourself as an expert. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that to me, because I think that that's a really big highlight of the event. The last question I want to ask you, because today, guys, I just want you guys to get a taste of who Sarah is, what she does, right? To give you a sense of like, all right, am I vibing with these women that are going to be at the event? The last question I have for you is you said that you have a DIY copywriting template. Can you expand more on that? Because I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So not everyone that I have a lot of people on my list in my audience that aren't ready to invest in done for you yet at that price point. Maybe they're a little earlier in their business. So I wanted to find a way to kind of take the copy magic that we do at the Content Collective and put it into a sort of do-it-yourself format. So I launched the DIY copy shop last month, and right now the batch that I started with, that I launched it with, is all launch copy actually. So these are templates for people that don't like templates. So we get, you see these free templates everywhere. You join these like giveaway type things, and you get all these templates. Everyone I know that's a business owner has like a graveyard folder of templates. So, but these templates are a little bit different because what we specialize in is brand voice, and because the type of content we write is not your typical what you think of when you think of copywriting. I wanted to try and like, how do I distill that into a template? So the templates, I like to think of them more as guides actually. So you get the typical template that like shows you where everything goes, and but it also gives you tips and like guidance on how to actually put it in your own voice. And there's examples of different voices so that you can kind of see what it looks like on the page. So people that think that templates are, I don't want to have the same content that everyone else has. This kind of solves that problem at a DIY price point. So you're not paying thousands of dollars for us to write the sales page, but you can get the same strategy that we use to write sales pages for people that have 6-7 figure launches. You can use that same strategy with your own content, put your own voice into it, and then you can be confident that your launch content is doing what it should be doing.
I love that. So you guys definitely know I'll be talking to Sarah a little bit more about this DIY templates, because I'm not a template person, and that's what had me intrigued, was for the person who the template for those who don't like templates.
Yeah.
I like that. So very cool. So if you guys want to check out Sarah, definitely go to her social media page. Which social media platform are you most active on?
So lately I've been most active on Facebook, I think, but feel free to add me anywhere. I'm going back to Instagram after a long hiatus. In LinkedIn, I haven't quite figured out yet, but I show up there too. So wherever you want to add me, I'll be there.
I have a love-hate relationship for LinkedIn. I want to love the platform, but I hate the platform.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm trying. We're dual living on it. LinkedIn, for those of you guys tuning in on LinkedIn, this is about it. That's about it. But you guys can follow Sarah over on Facebook. Maybe go catch her on Instagram. It's Sarah Jane Burt on all your social media channels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So go ahead and follow her over there. Obviously, if you want to learn more about Sarah's story, about how she was able to position herself as an authority in her industry as a copywriter and content strategist, definitely join us at the Raise Your Authority. It's going to be starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on May 3rd. This is estimated to be a 5-hour event. Obviously, come in and out throughout the day. You can grab your ticket at raiseyourauthority.com and use code IWANTIN100 to save $100 off your ticket. So thank you so much for jumping on with me today, Sarah, and then I will see you next week.
All right.
Thanks, guys.